try this again. Sorry, y'all. My Periscope just sort of turned off, and now it's back on. So give us a minute to join again. Oh, I love that little pumpkin there. Thank y'all for the hearts also. I know you lost me for a minute, and I lost y'all for a minute too. When I flipped the camera around, it just sort of stopped. So anyway, so we're back. Just had to rejoin, and me, Ron's watching too, Brooke. So anyway, Brooke waved to everybody.
Hi.
Okay, Brooke, go ahead and talk a little bit about your home and your family dinners. Tell everyone about your family. Brooke is my daughter, and she's got 4 kids. But anyway, okay, Brookie, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, my name is Brooke, and like Mom said, I'm 31 years old and married for 11 years, and I have 4 kids. My kids are ages 8, 6, 3, and 1. So I have pretty young ages. 2 are school age, and then 2 are younger than that. So I wanted to kind of show you what I like to do when I'm thinking about dinner time. First of all, I like to pick up, say, at the dollar store, always tends to have seasonal place settings for children. And so I like to keep my eye out either there or Target or Walmart, somewhere inexpensive. For example, this is just plastic, you know, kids, silverware and cups and things like that. So I'm fully setting a place setting for them, but it's just a little bit more kid-friendly than for the adults. So one thing that I like to do is kind of keep in mind that they're hungry right away and looking for something kid-friendly. I thought this was a great tip that I saw somewhere and implemented it, but these are just cupcake holders, and so they're just paper, but they're always typically when you're looking in your baking aisle, cute, different patterns, colors, seasonal or whatever. And so I just filled it here with some little Cheez-Its and pretzels that match the napkin. And I'm using a real plate. It's a salad plate though, which is a great size for little kids when you're serving small portions. And then when I was at the bookstore, I happened upon this book, which is Everything Kids Fun with Food Placemats and Games. And so as you can tell, I got it on a clearance for $3. And it's like 100 pages of placemats, which is great for a little bit older kids who can sit. And this is what you would do at a restaurant, right? They give you coloring or something of the sort, or you have like an activity. So I loved having it at home, and I just put it here, store it here with my placemats and my tablecloths, and pull it out, and I have a little something so the kids can stay seated with us at the table for as long as possible.
She got that at Mardell's.
Mardell's.
So it's a Christian bookstore. I don't know if you have a Mardell's in California.
Yeah, I'm sure it can be ordered online as well. But again, it's called the Everything Kids Fun with Food Placemats, or search on Amazon also. So one thing that I like to keep in mind when I'm setting my table is anything that's little that can fill, like this has little candy corn in it. So this is a fully adult placemat, you know, and place setting here, but we're keeping in mind that we have lots of little kids who are doing fun things with them. One thing that I wanted to, I got this out too just because when I'm thinking about setting my table and I'm thinking, okay, it's fall and I'm doing a lot of different colors, dry cereal is great for little itty bitty kids or toddlers. So this is a great thing to fill, you know, when you're thinking about little snacks that are kid friendly. And I always keep in mind going down the aisles of the grocery store, ooh, that's the perfect color. So it matches like my place. I'm like, oh, orange, you know, Applejack. Anyway, so kind of fun for the little itty bitty ones or the babies, you know, that are sitting there too. Always at Hobby Lobby, they have craft kits that are for kids. And a lot of times, you know, they you know, have like all of the things that come together. And this actually got on clearance last year at the end of the season. And so I just kind of, it's Christmas time and Thanksgiving has passed. I just kind of scoured the area for what they had left, and I kind of pick it up really cheap, and then I packed it away with my stuff. So when I opened up my fall decorations yesterday, I had everything on hand. So like for example, one thing that I like to do at the table is set like a small craft so that after, you know, we're done eating, we can still kind of visit and do something together. So this was just kind of, it has like all the little pieces and make your own turkey there, which is great. Yeah, for little kids. And I guess just in general, I try to channel what a teacher would do, which is that, you know, most of the time at the table is time of connecting, but also instruction. And so I'm thinking, you know, what is age appropriate but can be learning as well, you know, having fun and learning as well as eating. And for us, we have a couple of rules for our table, which is that, you know, I make one meal, and I do try to keep in mind, say if I'm making Mexican food, my kids don't love enchiladas, but my husband does, and so I might make enchiladas, but I'll also serve, you know, say chips and salsa and quesadillas, and so they can pick and choose, but they have to at least try, you know, the things that we have.
A no thank you
served.
bite.
And and so we have them use exactly that phrase, no thank you, rather than I don't like it or that's gross. You know, that's not you know, that's not kind, and you're practicing at home what you want to do for others. And so they always honor, you know, Scott has them say, you know, thank you, thank you, but no thank you, and, you know, try something. And then the other thing is we have them sit at the table until they ask to be excused. So it's not a time where they can, even at home, we're practicing, you know, the skills for when we go somewhere else or go to a restaurant, and they're not allowed to get up unless we say, you know, let's be excused. But I do, like I said, you know, prepare in advance. I realize there's a short attention span, so here I'm doing like fun little things around the table and making a preparation, knowing that I don't want to have an expectation if we want to sit and linger on, you know, especially if we have friends over or something, we want to stay at the table for a while. I realize they're going to need a little something, you know, to do. And so I like that, to make that provision as well. I don't know, let's see.
What kind of meals do you tend to do?
Oh, okay. I tend to do meals that are simple and pretty easy. I do utilize my crock pot at times, but I like to keep in mind to have a protein, a vegetable, and a starch. And you know, our family likes Mexican food, so that's one thing that always comes at a, you know, weekly basis. But I do my grocery shopping typically once a week, and I meal plan, and I try to meal plan for the whole week as much as I can, and it just helps to have, you know, to have a plan in place of like what, and in the morning, if something, you know, if my groceries are off or my plan is off, but, you know, in the morning I'm always thinking, what am I making for dinner tonight? And if I don't, you know, if I don't really have a plan, I can always swing by the store and grab something, you know, something simple, bag salad, rotisserie chicken, something to, you know.
Oh, Kim says, I love having the menu on the wall for the week so that they know what's coming.
I have a small chalkboard that I write on as well. Yeah, and it's nice. And they do look forward to that.
Yeah.
You know, they look at it, oh, that's my favorite. Or,
they can get in the mood to eat whatever's for dinner. Right.
Yeah.
I love, okay, give your ideas for when you swing by places and grab something you come home and eat together if you are behind with the cooking. You've got some great ideas.
Behind or gone really quick, the first thing that I think, for me at least, is I can throw together a side dish, or I can cut up some fruit, or, you know, usually have some frozen vegetables that I can throw in. But the thing that always is the kicker, I think, is the meat. You know, it's the protein. Like, where am I getting meat? And so the two places that I, you know, like you always have, you know, your area places your go-to. So my first go-to is Rosa's, which sells their fajita meat separately, and I can order chicken only. So I'm ordering, rather than the whole fajita plate, I can order chicken only, and so then I have like grilled skillet chicken, and I can get that in various quantities, and I just go in the drive-thru and order the chicken only, and then I can throw it with anything that I'm making.
So you can come home with your side dishes real quick.
Exactly, and then my second one would be as well, like Payway, or if there's any Asian places, they typically have chicken that they sell separately. Oh, and I forgot to mention Rosa's, they also sell their ground beef separate. So whatever they put into their tacos, they'll put it in like a pint or a quart size, and just the ground beef that's seasoned and cooked up, and you can even throw that and make a quick, you know, with a jar of pasta sauce, and put, you know, you have penne noodles or something in your pantry already, so you can make something super quick. But
and I love how you also do a lot of cooking in advance.
I do.
Like where you'll cook up your meat for the whole week sometimes.
Yeah.
And then save some already cooked up in your cookie dough. You make a whole bunch and then you save it.
Yeah, I think once you're getting it out and you're doing it, you may as well just do as much as you can. I mean, I know that I can do For example, you know, I can buy 2 rotisserie chickens. I can shred it all up and have it in a bag, and it's ready to go to be thrown on top of a bag salad or something like that. I also have with ground beef I'm making, or ground bison or ground turkey, you know, ground meat of any kind. I just go ahead and do 3 pounds at a time. If I'm only going to use a pound or half a pound in my meal, then the rest of it I can put in individual bags or a big gallon-sized bag and put it in my freezer already cooked. And you can just throw it back in the skillet and reheat it up, and it's like it's ready in 2 minutes.
And it's just
so
like it's
quick.
Fresh. It tastes so good.
It's not a big deal at all. You just season
Kim
it
says we buy multiple rotisserie chickens at Costco, shred it, and flatten the bag so it thaws fast. That's a great idea, Kim.
It makes a really big difference. And if you can, you know, if you're doing grilling and you can get out the grill, then go ahead and do 2-3 pounds of chicken all at once and have it, you know, have it to go. But for me, it's like as long as I have, it really doesn't have to be an elaborate meal every night, but I do have to think in advance. And even if I don't have very much time, I can always pull something together, you know, pretty quickly as long as I'm thinking ahead.
I think this is great. Thank you, Brookie. I'm going to show people your house just a little bit.
Oh, okay, sure.
I think Brielle's calling you.
Honey.
Okay, y'all, I'm going to show you her house just a little bit. Here's her pretty, pretty living room for all of you that are interested. Isn't her living room so pretty? And here's the table that they eat most of their meals at. Right here. And, of course, the high chair they pull up. Here's her pretty kitchen. Her chalkboard. She puts a menu on there sometimes. But anyway. So anyway, I hope that y'all enjoyed having Brooke with us today. Sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning of this broadcast, but thanks for coming back and joining me again. It's great to see y'all today, and I'll be back at 9. Check out my website if you'd like more Periscopes, TrinaTitusLozano.com. And I'll be back at 9. God bless you guys. Bye-bye. Bye, Kendall. You're welcome. Bye.